certainly go ahead and download that delegation cheat sheet. It's helped hundreds of entrepreneurs by now, and I know you'll get a lot of value out of it. I know you'll get a lot of value out of it. I know you'll get a lot of value out of it. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Becca here. This is the #1 place for coaches, entrepreneurs, and service-based businesses. Now, today we're going to be going through all about how to outsource your lead generation. Now, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I'm really excited to jump in and share with you what's worked with me. I'll be going through the who, the why, the how, the what, and the when with you. Okay, so stick around. Before we jump in and get to the juice, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. It helps me to reach more people like yourself. Having built my business to multi-six figures within the first year, I have learned a thing or two about lead generations. I'm super excited to share that with you guys today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. Now, lead generation and appointment setting, I feel, is one of the most important things to every single business at every stage of the business as well. It's really the heart of any growing and scaling business. Without it, things will slowly start to diminish and fall away. Yes, it's definitely important in the beginning because you need clients, you need appointments to be set and to be having conversations with people to grow. But it's also important when you're really big already and you're scaled and maybe you're making a few $1 million a year from your business. So it's one of those things that needs to be constant throughout. You cannot scale and grow without lead generation and appointment setting. And this is why client acquisition should always be at the forefront of your business. Now, you're here obviously because you are looking to outsource it to some capacity. You definitely can do this yourself. You can definitely do the lead generation for yourself. I certainly started off doing the lead generation within my business, but I quickly realized that once I had it down packed and I had a process and I had a system, it wasn't good use of my time to continue spending my time in the lead generation. And that's when I got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to train someone up to do this for me. I was duplicating myself. It's all shits and giggles in the beginning and it's nice and fun and you get in with these clients and you're watching all these leads come through. It is exciting, but it will get to a point after a few months where you're like, okay, cool, I've got this down packed and it's not doing anything for me anymore. And you should be focusing on other things, the revenue creating activities within your business, collaborations and partnerships and all of that. I'm glad that you guys are here because it is an important thing to outsource when you get to a certain stage in your business. When do you know that you're ready to start outsourcing your lead generation? How long's a piece of string? It really depends on you as a person and how you choose to outsource this. I'm going to cover that in the next point. I'm going to go through two of the main ways that you can outsource lead generation. You're going to know it's for you when either one, or you're fed up doing it yourself. Maybe you've got consistent leads coming in, but you're overdoing it yourself. It's draining you, it's zapping your zest and your juice, and you want to focus on other things. So that's going to be one indication that, okay, cool, maybe I should look at outsourcing this and delegating it to someone else. The second thing is you might be someone who's got a lot of capital to leverage, for example, and you want to leverage that and get a done for you. You can come straight into the game and I'll go through these options in a second. You might just be looking to get it delegated and outsourced straight off the bat to get things rolling. So now the fun part, where and how to outsource this. Before I jump into that, I am going to leave my delegation cheat sheet in the description link below. With that delegation cheat sheet, it's kind of a bit like an SOP process. So if you need a bit more clarity on what you should be delegating, what to outsource first in your business, what other things in your business you can outsource, certainly go ahead and download that delegation cheat sheet. It's helped hundreds of entrepreneurs by now. I know you'll get a lot of value out of it. So where and how to outsource your lead generation? It's really going to come down to, it's so individual and it needs to be looked at from an individual and unique sort of lens. What you need to be considering is what niche are you in? So what industry are you in? Who are you serving and what is the problem that you solve? Because you want to figure out what is the best type of lead generation for your industry and for your company. So for example, coaches and consultants, I've seen huge success in utilizing organic social media, for example, and even paid ads on social media as well. As for cold emails, I don't know how that would go for coaches. I'm sure there's people out there doing that, but whether or not it's the best type of lead generation for that industry, I would be going with social media. You're gonna need to do some market research for your niche research and figure that out. Service-based businesses, for example, like digital marketing agencies or social media marketing agencies, most certainly social media is amazing as well, and I've seen massive success with organic, social media lead generation and appointment setting, but also cold email I know works very well for marketing agencies as well, going B2B. Again, it's going to come down to your market, your industry, your niche, and then looking at doing a bit of research there and really diving in and seeing what is the best type of lead generation. Okay, if you've got a mentor or someone in a mastermind with you, a close buddy, maybe you can hash it out with them and get their opinion. Just start talking to people about it. So that's how you outsource lead generation. That should give you a bit of an idea on what you should be looking for and what type of research you should be looking into to first choose what type of lead generation you want to go for. And now we head into the where. Where should you even start looking to outsource? Do you go to a person? Do you go to a company? Number one is you hire someone part-time or full-time to work directly on your team. And number two is you outsource directly to an agency who already has the setup and the infrastructure of the lead generation process. Now, the differences between the two. I know that's what you're saying in your head. You're like, Becca, but what's best for me? What are the differences between those two? So the first option, when you are hiring someone to come onto your team, either part-time or full-time to do this for you. Let's talk about that. So some of the pros here is it's going to be cheaper, okay? Because you're going to be paying an hourly rate for this person. And not only that, you have more control over quality of the leads that are coming through. And with this way as well, you're likely going to be reaching more of your aligned or dream client rather than going through an agency, which I'll speak about in a second. When you're hiring directly, you can go ahead and hire someone, whether it's via onlinejobs.ph or whether it's via Upwork or Fiverr. I'm not going to go into the whole recruitment process right now. If you want to find out more about that, you can watch this video on how to hire a virtual assistant. So keep in mind when you are hiring directly, there's not going to be any KPIs like key performance indicators or tracking sheets, documents, resources set up for you. Like, you are essentially going to be in charge of creating that entire system or process yourself. Or if you hire someone who is apparently a lead generation specialist, they might have some of that stuff already for you, but it's probably going to be a bit more heavy lifting and grunt work going that way. The other option within this hiring someone to come onto your team option one, is you can go through a company who goes out and does all of the recruitment and the human resource for you. There are companies that specialize in actually training, coaching, and supporting these virtual assistants to do the appointment setting and lead generation for your business. I know for a fact that my company is doing this, and we do this very well. We've got a very robust and rigorous training and setup for our VAs. We call them our social sellers, because we do it organically, and a lot of it's via social media. That's how we get our clients anywhere from 10 to 20 warm appointments booked every single week. Now, as far as other companies, virtual assistant companies, I'm not sure if they actually specialize in lead generation and appointment setting. They might. Again, that's something you're going to have to go out and research. If you are interested in knowing more about our social sellers, feel free to drop me a message in the comments here or reach out. I'll leave my email address below. Now, one of the biggest pros to this, one of the things that I love, is whether you choose to hire directly or whether you choose to go through a company, it doesn't really matter. It just depends on the level of work and training that you want to put in. So whatever option you go with there, what I love about this one is you're actually adding somebody to your team. You're not just outsourcing it to an agency, and it's not impersonal. So you actually get to build rapport and grow with this individual within your business. Now, some of the most great and successful businesses are born from people that actually care about their staff, and staff that love working for their boss or their CEO. I find it's a lot more reliable, and you're actually creating a really solid backbone for your business. You're not relying on an entire company to do this process for you, and if God forbid something happens to them, suddenly you don't have that option. If you've got people trained in-house or at least working on your team, then you've got a higher level of control, and it's also much more reliable. So that's the first option, hiring someone part-time or full-time directly to your team. Okay, and so number two here is outsourcing to an agency who already has the infrastructure and setup. So this second option, it's likely going to be more expensive, but you are also going to get likely a guarantee of appointments to be set per month for the lead generation. It's good in the way that you have that guarantee there, but like I mentioned in the first option, there's probably no guarantee on the quality of the leads because you can't really measure that, or at least most companies or agencies are going to say it's hard to measure that. What I love about the first option is you have a lot more control over the leads. For example, I do this lead generation and appointment setting with my VAs with the special training that we send a bunch of VAs through every couple of months. The leads that we get coming through, when my calendar is being filled, I'm landing, my closing rate is pretty high, like 60 to 80% of the 5 to 10 appointments, we're landing those clients every single week. Now, the reason for that is because we are doing it in such a way whereas we're not just getting appointments to get appointments, they're warm leads, they're people that are interested, so we don't do cold outreach and all of that. So with this second option as well, you're probably not going to have as much contact with the person who's actually doing the lead generation and appointment setting for you. They're likely, because they're working with an agency, they've probably got a team leader or a manager that's overseeing their work. You might have multiple people that are doing some lead generation for you. There's probably a lot of different ways that they're doing this. It could be through cold email or it could be through social media. Again, it depends on the company that you are going through. Now, having little contact with this person may be a good thing for some of you. For others, it might not be so desirable. You might be wanting to grow your team and have more reliability or more control over those leads and the tracking and all of that. Really depends. Like if you're someone that just wants it hands off and you want nothing to do with it and you're like, just give me the leads, you understand the risks, and maybe if that falls through, you have to find another option. So that's you and you want that really like done for you option, then certainly like going through an agency is likely going to be your best option there. So now you guys know all about how to outsource your lead generation. If you are interested in learning more about how you can do this organically through Facebook, so like I've mentioned previously how I built my entire business organically, if you want to know more about that, go check out this video where I talk about how to get leads organically for free via Facebook. And next week I'm going to be talking about B2B appointment setting in my YouTube videos here. So if you want to get notified when that comes out, go ahead and hit that notification bell to make sure that you don't miss it. And so if you like this video, I'd love it if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for your time and see you later.